Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Indianapolis, Indiana, and Columbus is the capital of Ohio. There's Montgomery, Alabama, South.
Hello and welcome to Professor T. Beer Honeydew's Beerography lesson. This is going to be a bi-weekly special in which we'll be covering beers from all over the United States. And we will be going from state to state and choosing a different beer that I think will best show what that state has to offer. If you have any suggestions as to what you think is the best beer from your state, you can email us at ilikebeertv@gmail.com. This week our beerography lesson is going to start with, of course, Vermont. So I've picked this Harpoon 100 Barrel Series Catamount Maple Wheat Ale. The Harpoon 100 Barrel Series is a series of limited edition small batch brews where the brewery chooses a brewer to basically brew up the beer that they'd like to brew up, and it gets made and sent into production. This particular beer was brewed by John Baker. See, it has the signature right down below. And it has a alcohol volume of 6.8%, which is rather high, and an IBU of 21. And if you don't know, an IBU is the International Bitterness Unit. It's basically a way to measure the amount of bitterness. And it says right down here at the bottom, it says OG 15.6, and OG stands for original gravity. And basically, original gravity is a fancy term of saying the indirect measurement of the amount of sugar in an alcoholic beverage, and it's measured before fermentation, and basically that sugar gets turned into ethanol. And so the higher the original gravity, the higher the alcohol percentage is going to be. More sugar, more ethanol. So this beer is brewed in Windsor, Vermont. I mentioned in the previous episode of I Like Beer TV that I grew up around Windsor. I grew up in Windsor County. And so I'm really excited to try this beer. I've actually never had a beer from the 100 Barrel Series. So this is the first beer that I've had from the 100 Barrel Series, and I would be excited to try more, maybe in a future episode of I Like Beer TV. So we're going to get on to the tasting of this beer finally, but first I want to give it a sniff. It smells extremely sweet, very much like maple syrup. You know, maple syrup next to a little beer, obviously, but very good nose, very aromatic, nice color. It's kind of got a light brownish orange, I would say. Pours pretty nice. It's got a little bit of head, not too much head, but it's pretty decent. Let's see how it tastes. It's got really nice wheat flavor, followed by some pretty strong sweet flavor, really sweet, and then it's got a nice lingering aftertaste of the maple syrup. It doesn't really hit you too hard at first, the maple syrup flavor. You know, the less mature palate may not be able to even make out that it is maple syrup, but you can definitely get it on the aftertaste. It's pretty good beer. It's not very hoppy. I know on the bottle it says, well, it says mildly hopped, and I have to agree with that. There's some complexity there, but it's not a very hopped beer. Very nice sweetness, like I said. I would highly recommend this beer, so if you can find it, I definitely say buy it. And if you'd like to learn anything else about this beer, you can check out the website harpoonbrewery.com. They have a whole bunch of information about their 100 Barrel Series as well as their other types of beers that they offer. It's a great brewery. out of Windsor, Vermont and Boston, Massachusetts, so most likely you can probably find it somewhere. I think it has a fairly wide distribution. Yeah, excellent beer. This has been Professor T. Beer Honeydew's Beerography lesson on the state of Vermont. If you like this episode, I encourage you all to check out our full-length episodes at www.ilikebeertv or www.ilikebeertv.com. If you'd like to follow us on Twitter, you can do so at twitter.com/likebeer. You can find us on Facebook, and I encourage you all to comment down below. And also, if you'd like to email me some of your beer recommendations for your state, you can email me at ilikebeertv@gmail.com. Cheers!
Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Indianapolis, Indiana, and Columbus is the capital of Ohio. There's Montgomery, Alabama, south of Helena, Montana. Then there's Denver, Colorado, under Boise.